Marry or move on. We are going into season 2 because we all know that most Netflix shows mostly pop off after season 1 because season 1 is just a testing ground. So long story short, how I would explain this show to a friend is that the show is basically a psychological thriller disguised as a dating show, and honestly it's more emotionally disturbing than half the horror movies I've watched. For those who haven't seen it, here's the deal. Couples who are struggling to get the other person to get engaged get split up to date and live with other people's partners who are also facing the same dilemma for 3 weeks, then go back to their original partners for another 3 weeks, so 6 weeks in total, and then decide whether they want to get married or it's goodbye forever. It's like relationship Russian roulette, and somehow Netflix has done it again. They have convinced 10 people this was a good idea. And let's meet our brave, potentially insane contestants. We have Antonio and Roxanne. He's ready to Wi-Fi up. She thinks marriage is basically corporate slavery, and Roxanne basically thinks this man is a bum and does not see no future with him. But I'm just thinking to myself, then why not tell him that?
I love Antonio, but I had a lot of high expectations. I want someone who works really hard and is ambitious, and this is not Antonio.
I think it might be the makeup, but she looks good. No cap. There is Lisa and Brian. Lisa wants to get married, she wants the ring, or she's gone. And Brian's doing mental gymnastics, talking about
To make sure that we are in a good financial space.
And I mean, he is not wrong. Then we have Ryan and James. 7 years together. I mean, 7 years. And this man still didn't put a ring on it. And he isn't committed. Ryan literally says, I think about marriage every single day. My future family and husbands and my future kids.
Family, my future husband, my future kids.
While James is over there thinking, statistically, there's 1 in a billion people, and how is this the one true love? Like, dude.
I find it hard to believe in a one true love. Statistically, I just don't think that's possible.
In
There's
my
8 billion
opinion,
people
there
in
is
this
no
world.
one true love. That is a facade, and just people just want to feel like they're special, especially women. But that's my opinion, and I'm gonna keep it to myself because I'm going to get banned one day. The audacity of this man to question statistics about love while sitting next to someone he's been with for 7 years. Sir, you're not being statistic. And in my opinion, the reason why I think this man hasn't put a ring on it is because I think this man hasn't cracked any buns yet.
We've never lived together. The longest we've ever spent together is about 2 weeks, like on a family vacation or something like that.
Supervised 2 weeks.
With a house full of people.
Then we've got Trey and Raya, where he's the one giving the ultimatum because she's not ready. She says that she hasn't figured things out and wants to focus on her future career. And we all know what that means, fellas.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
He's ready. He has a job, but I'm still trying to figure things out when it's like the career and like what I want to do in life. I think right now I have a lot of I don't knows, and I need to figure out those I don't knows.
She thinks she can do better. She still thinks that she can get the best guy. Probably thinks the grass is greener on the other side.
The first Valentine's Day that me and Raya had, I lined my house with candles all the way down the hallway to the bedroom, lingerie laid out.
And we all know this man was trying to crack something.
So to me, I went above and beyond the romantic gesture.
It was nice.
Nice. Since then, I've been kind of.
He doesn't do anything else. That was it. That was the romance because I hurt his feelings.
The exact response that I got was, I mean, it's not quite like the TikTok video. That's the exact response I got, and I was like, all right.
And finally, we have Kat and Alex. They didn't show that much of their introduction, but after digging in and finding a secret scene that was cut out, she wants marriage, and well, he's got analysis paralysis. Then they go to bed and well, they do their pillow talking. I'm not going to explain much of that because you know how regular pillow talking goes. And we go to the next day. The couples go on separate dates with other separate couples and try to learn more about each other and try to figure out which person they will go 3 weeks on a trial marriage with. So let me tell you all the tea. Pause. So Roxanne kicks it off with Alex because they both have an entrepreneurial mindset.
Compared to Antonio, it's really hard to just off the cuff say they're better than that person, but Alex is amazing. We understand the hustle with work. We just really bonded, and I really want to talk to him more.
And Kat, well, is kind of trying to talk with others. Antonio is the one that issued the ultimatum. He is kind of jealous. And one trend I've seen day in and day out with these couples who issued the ultimatum to their other partners. Basically, long story short, the people who issued the ultimatum are the ones that are usually more jealous when they see their other partners flirting with someone else. And that's an observation. Ryan and James are kind of fine, but they are the couple that are high school sweethearts, so they aren't used to flirting or romantic interactions with other people. Lisa and Brian, this is interesting. This was the epitome of this episode. So Lisa is visibly jealous that Brian is flirting with Raya from the Trey and Raya couple. Trey is kind of vibing with Ryan, no go lie. Just a side note, Raya is attracted to Brian, and there was an initial physical attraction when they first met. Long story short, Raya would give up the buns for Brian.
She's a beautiful woman, you know, that I'm super attracted to.
But I want to see that, like, and I think when it comes to dating, like, I want to go out on dates. That's all I want. So it's like, I know, like, you want me.
I'm good with that.
Lisa notices this earlier on because Lisa is watching Brian chat with Raya, who works at Hooters, which somehow becomes relevant later when we move to the bar scene at night. And Lisa, I mean,
I'm not
she
gonna
just
lie, I'm a
loses it.
little
And when I
nervous
mean
about
loses
that,
it,
but
yeah,
if he
we'll
makes
see.
a connection, good for him. I'm just hoping the connection isn't too strong. Like, you know, just a little Wi-Fi signal, not a lot.
The language here is a lot,
You
but you can feel Lisa's panic. She came in confident that Brian would propose, and suddenly she's watching him connect with someone else, and it's like watching someone's world collapse in real time. This is funny because the people who are issuing the ultimatums are the ones that are getting burned in the end. Like, where is this show going?
I just want to go.
Where'd she go? Did she walk off? No bad.
The most, and you already know why I'm upset.
Going
We sat
on
here
to
and talking,
you
you're like,
is
I
still
love
filled
you,
with
and I'm in
chaos.
love with you, and I want this, and I want that. But then you're sitting there, up there, connecting with this bitch. Like, go ahead. Go ahead. What are you learning from her? I can see if it was Roxanne, a boss bitch, you can actually learn from it and be challenged with. But you're not learning anything from.
Talk to yourself.
What you learning from her?
So you wouldn't go have a conversation with a whole guy, and then you get upset because I'm having a conversation with somebody else?
No, because you're
not
sitting
making
here.
sense. And then
No,
Raya
because
starts
you're,
crying.
you're
All of a
sitting here.
sudden.
What do you?
Now it's an emotional sob scene, and I mean, I'm just sitting there like thinking to myself, why is Raya even crying? She knew what she was doing. She knew how it was going to come across, and she still did it. And she's crying now. Nah, this woman just like attention. So from there on, Roxanne and Alex are shown to be on a date, and it is mentioned that they've already been on several dates. So has other people with their potential partners. Roxanne likes Alex because Alex is financially successful through business, and yeah, that's all I get from there. Kat and Antonio are on a date. They pretty much talk about their partners who they have issued an ultimatum with, and why, and how it's not working out, and pretty much conclude that because they are serious about marriage, they can live together. Right? It's a dumb reason. For some reason, it's a dumb reason. James and Raya go on a date. They bond over their single parent household background. Emotional damage. This connection seems to have potential, but really, I know that Raya would have liked to connect with Brian more, and I can pretty much sense that this interracial relationship isn't going to work in this woman and isn't going to bring anything romantic into fruition. So let's just watch. Maybe I might be wrong. Raya and Brian are now shown on a date, and I can definitely sense their connection because they discuss more things that they would love their partners to do if they were to go into a marriage. And since they were the ones being issued the ultimatum, they just kind of connected even deeper as to what they would want their partners to do, or how they feel that their partners aren't doing. They get into a deeper connection compared to Raya and James for sure. Lisa and Trey pretty much have the same kind of conversation as Kat and Antonio. They just yapping. And one thing I did pick up from Lisa is that she is feisty, and I think she thinks that this is actually attractive. And I don't blame her, because most men are telling her that that's what they want from a woman, to be feisty, to challenge them. Like, why are you misleading the woman? Like, we don't want to go out into society and work and fight against society. Now we have to come home and have another challenge. That's just mediocre. Ryan and Trey then go on a date. Ryan and Trey's date was pretty much fine. Like, it wasn't, there wasn't that much talking, and I think there was a racial barrier, because if Ryan was African American, I think Trey would have been more inclined to have more connection. I think there would have been more physical attraction. I don't mean like there was any racist connotation to what they have or anything like that, in terms of like how it's just, I mean, like, how different races interact with each other. It's kind of different, especially relationships between like white people and black people, because as black people we are thinking about what Dr. Omar is going to say at the cookout. But I think Ryan is very chilled. I like her so far. Now it's time for the finale. Time to decide on a trial marriage partner you're going to live with for 3 weeks. But then a plot twist happens.
You probably noticed the 2 chairs that are empty at the end of the table. Lisa and Brian have decided to remove
This
themselves
would
from
have
the
been written
experience.
better. Lisa finds out that she's pregnant. Not like, I think I might be pregnant. Like, I took a test this morning, pregnant. This seemed like Lisa was trying to trap Brian. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Nothing in the conversation hinted to that. It's just that based on what's been happening before, it's just tingling my spidey senses. The timing is so insane that even Brian's like, whose baby is it? Now, obviously, this is a rhetorical question. By the way, this was told to the contestants at a sort of dinner table, and they also had to pick their trial marriages partners that they will cohabitate with for 3 weeks. Trey chooses Ryan, but I think if it wasn't for Lisa stepping out of the competition because of the pregnancy with Brian, I think Trey would have picked Lisa, because obviously she is African American. So I think Ryan was the default choice, because, well, Trey only had a connection with both Ryan and Lisa, and those are the only people that he went on a date with. Ryan also chooses Trey. Raya then goes on to choose, and I have to say, after Trey chooses Ryan, she said that she felt that Trey was disconnecting from her, and she saw it, because apparently, for some reason, she says that she was looking for Trey in her heart, while Trey was looking for Ryan already. So it's like he left her, and girl, you were going to open your legs, excuse me, meant hard to Brian. So stop with all those sob stories. I'm not feeling sorry for this woman. She chooses James, and just as Trey chose Ryan, by default, I think she would have chosen Brian if it hadn't been for Brian having to go home because of the pregnancy situation. James chooses Raya. Kat then chooses Antonio. Obvious choice. And I have to say, Roxanne does make a comment about ego and stuff. Completely unnecessary. I have to say, you just have to see it for yourself.
On efforts being recognized, like, it feels really good. Thank you.
Good.
That's very
Yeah.
kind of you to say those things.
We're boosting the guys' egos over here.
Antonio chooses Kat. The crazy thing I saw is that Roxanne and Alex were throwing shade at Antonio and Kat, especially Roxanne. We move to Alex. Alex chooses Roxanne because she is independent, strong, and independent woman, unlike Kat, and he won't have to worry about her getting hurt compared to Kat. Like, is Kat a pet cat? Get it? All pun intended. It's a joke for your sake. Forget it. For some reason, most men like to convince themselves that a strong and independent woman is what they want most of the time. It's a headache, but let's hope Roxanne is different. Kat is kind of sad, and I can feel her because she didn't know that's how Alex felt Roxanne then chooses Alex because Alex isn't a bum compared to Antonio, and she also says that Alex is literally the perfect person.
Dude, you also just have an innate ambition in general. You just are self-motivated. You've had a business, you're an entrepreneur, and I feel like I have that too.
I think it's really nice to like be seen how I want to be seen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
I
like that
definitely
you
get
see
that.
the effort that I put in.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it.
Yeah.
Those are things that are really important to me. I think you're the literal perfect person.
What made me laugh
Roxanne,
was when
are
the
you ready to make
camera
your show?
I'm ready.
pans to Antonio right after Roxanne says that, and Antonio is smirking while taking a sip of his wine. You can literally visualize it in his head. He's probably thinking, alright, we will see. Roxanne chooses Alex. Obvious choice. I have to say, like, this is what happens when you take social psychology and add Netflix money. Let the trials then begin. Definitely something that's going to happen between Alex and Roxanne. I had to just say, Kate and Antonio are just scared that something is going to happen between Alex and Roxanne, and I don't blame them because I can literally sense it. And giving the contestants champagne on the first night seems like a strategy for disaster. Let's hope it's non-alcoholic. Ryan and Trey are basically relationship con. When I look at them, they are so compatible, it's almost offensive. They match outfits without planning, finish each other's sentences, and have the same values. James and Raya are just fine. They just have no interest that picks my eye. I have to say, later on, James is with Raya, having the most awkward trial marriage in reality TV history because this man refuses to hold hands in a trial marriage. And I have to say this, there was a secret scene in the Ultimatum in episode 3 where it shows is venting to his best friend about the whole trial marriage and how it's messing up with him and how he thinks that Ryan is going to somehow get along with Trey and Ryan is going to sail away on a big boat having a big wedding with Trey.
Fucked up thing. There's a whole bunch of self-reflection going on. Going into this, there was a question about Ryan leaving me. It hadn't really thought to me until I heard all the guys talking about how much they like Ryan, how awesome she is, and listening to her talk about how she enjoyed conversation with some of the guys, what some of the other guys have in basically. It's not getting any easier. Can't stop this now.
This whole experience is a
Then
lot
we
harder than I
move to
expected.
Alex and
I just
Roxanne.
really
On
missed.
paper, they should be the perfect couple. They are both ambitious, career-focused, entrepreneurial. Crazy thing I noticed is that Alex talks about the good of marriage, and instead of Roxanne shutting it down or having the same response that she had earlier about how she doesn't want to get married, now she's actually happy about speaking about marriage with Alex. This just proves my point. A woman can treat two men differently because if they like another man more, she will do things that she wouldn't do for another man. Crazy thing that I noticed.
No, I don't like not like physical, but it's just like just the little things like holding hands and like giving each other hugs. Like I feel like
But like for me, like that's not the only level of intimacy I want to get out of a marriage.
okay. Well,
I'll be honest, I don't think married couples only hold hands. I don't think married couples only give each other the occasional hug.
like my whole trial marriage experience, like I'm literally just gonna be with my friend.
And then what's
And
missing?
that's not
What's
a trial
missing?
marriage for me.
What's
like
missing?
I want to do things with not saying like
Do what?
everything.
Like what? What's missing?
Everything else.
Like what? So I cook, clean.
Yeah, you cook, you clean. Like, I mean, but is that all a marriage is? Is a marriage just cooking and cleaning and talking?
Talking, spending time with each other. The only thing outside of that that I can think of right now is affection.
Don't get that, clearly.
Anything beyond holding hands or hugging. So like,
I mean, because I feel like
so like
that
if
is
that's
definitely
physical for
where-
you, then we may as well like go back to middle school.
This conversation goes in circles for 10
But when
minutes. Literally 10 minutes. James treats this hand holding like a peace treaty agreement. Meanwhile, Raya is literally asking for basic human affection, and this man is acting like she asked him to co-sign a mortgage. I try to see both sides sometimes. Sometimes it feels like Raya isn't here for the right reasons. And what I mean by for the right reasons, she pushes too much to get physical. You know, I feel like she, at every point that she gets with like a guy, she wants to get physical. I don't know if it's just me. I have to say, earlier in this episode, James did say being with Raya makes him feel that he wants to spend time with Ryan instead. This is crazy.
Easy, right?
This trial marriage and this process all together has shown me I just really want to spend time with my partner.
One thing James did say that was crazy factual was this.
When it comes to marriage, I don't get a marriage. Me leaving here at the end of these 3 weeks, I'm going back to Trey. And I don't know what a marriage would be like, because the things that we're doing is the same things I did with him outside of like the romantic dinner. Like for me, like I want something different.
I feel like you're ready to get out of a relationship with Trey so bad that you would be fine with starting a new relationship tomorrow. But like the last 7 years of my life, I mean, I've seen this person cry and beg.
Clearly, I love Trey, but we're going through this experience to be with another person.
I don't have to fuck somebody to figure out what it would be like to live with them.
I'm not saying we're fucking married.
James and Raya's fight, argument, whatever, Alex and Roxanne are put on screen again. Roxanne figures out something real quick, which is very profound, because having things in common doesn't necessarily mean that you're compatible. Roxanne's trying to have vulnerable conversations about her relationship with Antonio, and Alex is like, actually, let me go talk to your ex-boyfriend about how you don't respect him. Besides me being critical of this disloyalty, I think it was the right thing to do, and if Antonio still stays after this, beta. And I have to say, Antonio thinks that Alex wants to take Roxanne away from him, which is far from it.
You've kind of dodged a lot of the point of what I ask you. I mean, I'm curious if your hesitation to answer the question directly is to spare me or to spare you.
I would say it's more to spare you.
Well, don't spare me.
She kind of is mean, is the easy way to say it. I feel bad saying I think you're Roxanne's whipping boy.
But why?
She doesn't respect you.
You think she doesn't respect me?
I think she trusts you.
You think she respects you?
I don't know. It doesn't matter, to be honest. I feel like she doesn't respect you.
Well, I'd like to know exactly what she said then, if you think she doesn't respect me.
In so many words, not heading the right direction without the great Roxanne would be nowhere, is going to be this big loser, is just isn't going to get things done. Yeah.
That's no way that's what she said. Exactly. I just can't imagine she complains about anybody other than, like, work. And I know what her criticisms of me are. I feel like I just got told some bullshit by Alex. I've had a lot of men try to take Roxanne from me. It's crazy, the messages that I get from other men that are trying to ruin our relationship. I'm used to it at this point, honestly, and I just feel like Alex is no different than that. I don't think he wants to be with Kat. I think that he sees Roxanne as somebody that he actually wants to be with.
I'm not going to lie, Roxanne does talk about Alex to Kat. So it's two ways. The things Roxanne says about Alex to Kat, I'm kinda unsure about because it isn't shown in the screen that much. Maybe it might be a secret episode that I didn't even check.
You know, there's some red flags.
Okay.
Red flags. I just feel there's always lies that I catch him in, like white lies constantly. The one thing that stuck out to me the most that really set me off with him, which I haven't talked to him about yet because we've been working, but when he met my parents, my parents loved him. You're right, he's good at talking. Sales guy.
Yeah, good at selling himself.
But straight up lying. You know, my parents know the things I love that guys do. So my dad straight up, like, Are you opening car doors?
Yeah.
He just said, he was like, yeah, I think I do, yeah. Bitch ass, when you opening car doors for me? I've never seen you do it once. Why
So
are
it's
you
very hard to
lying?
say whether Roxanne is saying the truth compared to Roxanne, who you always know brings up why Alex is better than Antonio, and you can clearly see she does not respect him. I feel like once you get to a point, you begin to resent someone. Episode 6 is crazy.
How was your night?
I just can't believe that she would tell his parents that. He's a fucking liar.
Mm-hmm.
And his fucking parents are liars too.
There is no reason for them to lie about that, you know? Like, why would they make that up and tell me that?
Maybe they want to tell you, oh, Roxanne doesn't like the man that she's with. She likes the man, your man.
Do you think that's what they meant?
Why the fuck else would they tell you that?
I guess because I know them so well. They didn't pull that out of their ass. And you kind of do need to hear that before you go back into your trial marriage.
What did Roxanne tell you about Alex?
She said he didn't open the door for her, like, you know, like the car door and stuff. And she said that he does that, and then he doesn't do that, so she didn't trust him because he says he opens the car door, but then he doesn't actually open the car door. Like, dumb stuff, you know? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
This footage I'm showing you happens after the girls' night and the boys' night out. So they have separate night out or something like that. I have to clap my hands to Kat. She is actually girlfriend of the month. I'm giving her this award. She earned it.
Baby,
What?
why does he think that you don't respect me?
Because we talk about things that our partners lack?
I get that I have shit to work on, and I can imagine the things that you've said, but why the fuck this shitbag can fucking look me in the eye and think that he can just say shit like that?
Don't call him a shitbag. He's not a
She defended
shitbag.
Alex, even though things seem weird, is a good thing. I know a lot of women that would have sat there on their phone and not have said anything and let it happen.
Liar. Antonio, I need you to listen to me. You come here and talk to me in person.
After this
fucking
call,
serious.
we moved to Alex and Antonio. I'm just laughing thinking about how Roxanne is going to gaslight her way out of pulling the wool over Antonio's head. I must say, while watching this scene, I was genuinely rooting for Alex because he was able to stay calm for the most time and convey his words without raising his voice against the greatest weapon of a woman, the tongue, guys. And was standing up for himself without panicking, just sure of himself and his observation, which was right.
Weird. Like, what was exciting and fun about it?
We all the guys were like, oh, like, we're learning a ton about ourselves.
What were you learning about yourself?
Learning about myself through you. I'm like, oh, like, okay, that's cool.
So
Like,
you were
that's not
talking,
cool.
you were talking good stuff about me.
Just like noticing things that I didn't notice about myself.
I got a call from Antonio. You were telling him that I don't respect him. When have I ever said I don't respect him?
I think specifically behind closed doors,
When did I say respect?
you don't use the word respect.
Have I ever used the word whipping boy?
No, I use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you take a lot of your insecurities out on him.
Like what?
He is the butt of jokes. Where it's like, oh, like Antonio doesn't do this. And it's kind of like, oh, okay. That's kind of interesting. I don't know.
Like
Like,
what?
I wouldn't say that about a loved one, unless it was like something light. And
Well, you don't
innocent,
really say
whatever.
much about anything, Alex.
Just when it's important.
Now this is important to you, all of a sudden, tonight.
Yeah, because I felt bad. I felt bad. Like, I would want to know that if I was in his shoes, I'd want to know, like, oh, like, the person I love doesn't really respect me, trust me,
Do you think-
kind of abuses that.
Do you think Kat thinks you're the best guy in the world?
Yeah.
That appears to be the trend with you. You went in tonight telling my ex that I said I don't respect him and that he's a whipping boy.
Never said that you said that. That's my interpretation of.
Maybe you should stop interpreting stuff. I thought this was a safe space for us, for you and I, to talk about our exes and to figure out what we wanted. It's not a safe space. Taking things that I'm telling you in confidence through this experience.
Kind of admitting to disrespecting him right now. If you think about it, you're saying, oh, I said these things in confidence, and then you went and told them.
I'm saying things that I want and need from someone in a marriage. An experience like this, when you're supposed to be married to someone else, to me, I feel like you're being very unloyal to me, going to talk shit about your wife. I'm talking about these things to you in confidence. About things that I want
You're
and need.
admitting it again, but.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I can't handle a conversation.
Yes, that's how you probably fucking talk to Kai. It makes you feel weak.
That's what you just
That
did
shit
to me.
doesn't make me feel weak, Alex.
I think it does.
You fucking wish, because you're used to that. If I never brought anything up, you would have never acted like anything happened. And that's who you are. You're a little fake. So.
What?
Your demeanor was great night, insightful. We all learned a lot about each other, had a blast. That's what you were saying. Why are you so fucking, like, just be real?
What?
I don't want to live in an apartment with someone that I can't trust to talk to. You're twisting things and saying, I don't think she respects you.
I don't think you respect him.
And I think you fucking walk all over Kat. Maybe Kat's used to someone who's not a gentleman. You haven't been any of the things that I need or want.
I think you just don't like that I'm standing up for myself.
No, I just don't like
I
that
don't
there's
understand
a man who doesn't do the most simple things to make like me. It's not about women, actually. Me, what I want. I've been very clear of the things that I like and what I want. I didn't say, go buy me a fucking Louis Vuitton. I said, I love when you open the car door. Help me with my groceries.
The trash right there. Who do you think brought that in?
Are you kidding me? You're gonna say because you take the trash out, you are like ultimate man?
No, it's just one example of many.
You saw me cleaning the other night, so are you gonna get up and help? Maybe? And you're like, I don't
need
think
to help
so.
every time you
That
clean.
was the first time we've cleaned. We said we're gonna clean on Sundays. So Sunday, Clorox was out, Windex was out. I was doing this, putting dishes away, cleaning everything, doing the bathroom, scrubbing the toilet. I came out and said, you gonna
Great
help?
job.
Would you say great job?
Yeah, good job. That's awesome. You're not my mom. You're not gonna just boss me around and make me do things. If I'm trying to relax on Sunday, you're not gonna boss me around. I'm gonna get to things. I'm an adult. I'm a mature guy. I understand when things need to be cleaned and when they don't. I'm gonna handle my stuff. You kind of need to stay in your own lane and let
Alex,
me
fuck off. Oh my
be a
God.
human.
Stay in my own lane? Are you kidding me?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't want to live with someone who tells me to stay in my own lane when I say, can you help me clean a fucking toilet?
9 out of 10 times I did jump up and help. There are a few times where I was like, not right now. I'm doing my own, or I am actually at work. I'm not gonna help you with groceries. I am in a different world. I'm at work. I think a mature, respectable woman would know that that is totally acceptable.
A mature, respectable woman. Seriously?
I stand by it.
Stand by it. You're full of yourself, Alex.
I was saying to myself the whole time, I want this man's confidence because most men would have crumbled, man. Maybe I should be a salesperson at this point. I feel like I have to show this scene so that y'all can understand why I don't feel sorry for Antonio anymore.
I said everything. I said everything. All I said. You say it's just him. It's just him. He's the fucking one who's going behind fucking backs, making shit up. Let's leave, y'all. We don't want to leave. Fuck this shit. We don't need this shit. I don't appreciate the experience.
I have lost all respect for this man. He literally ran back to Roxanne, and Roxanne is just there comforting him like a little puppy, doggy. I think it's hard as a man out there, but bro, at least try to break up with Roxanne. I think the best solution is for Antonio to break up with Roxanne because she does not respect him. I think Antonio should just go into monk mode at this point. Just work without distraction. That way, he doesn't have to spend. That way, he can try to gain some competence, which leads to accomplishments that breeds confidence. Then after that, he can see if he still wants Roxanne. because he is not at the right space to marry her right now. He's just forcing it. I have noticed from this episode is that they always move from Roxanne and Alex to Kat and Antonio, which is great. I don't blame them.
I wanted to start by saying sorry. I was a little heated the other night. I am sorry. That's not really my nature to raise my voice and to get out of control. I think that there was just like a lot of emotions. I had a lot on my mind.
Yeah.
And I was glad to tell you things I was feeling, but I hated the way I delivered it. And for that, I am really sorry, because you don't deserve that kind of delivery when I'm trying to communicate something to you. I was really disappointed in myself for being that way.
Yeah.
That's not the way I want to argue ever, like with a partner or a husband.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody's perfect, and everyone's gonna have a weak moment.
Like, I know you've told me, like, you're like, I, used to be a shithead, and I used to blame other people and get really drunk and, like, say really mean things. And, like, I definitely saw that a lot last night. It was, like, very, like, immature. I don't know if you are still having the same thoughts as you were having last night, or...
I'm really upset with Alex. I'm really upset with him. It's just amazing to me that Roxanne and Alex are conveying two completely different versions.
Mm-hmm. I just want you to realize, too, that you are projecting a lot of that anger. And I want you to remember that, too, going into, like, the changeover. Like, you barely know Alex, and you just went straight for anger, straight for blaming. Be like, you're trying to steal Roxanne. No intention of stealing Roxanne. I can tell you that 100%. You and Roxanne's problems are getting projected on
Kat
us,
is
which
defending
isn't
his
fair.
man Alex, and I can see that Kat does see that Alex wouldn't just blatantly lie about this stuff to Antonio just to try and take Roxanne away. Finally get to the end of the roller coaster of the trial marriages, and everyone goes back to their original partners for another 3 weeks. These 3 weeks just validated what I was saying for most of the people here. 3 weeks were definitely interesting. I would love to take you guys through the weeks, but I feel as though it's already a long video already. But if you guys want me to analyze this 3 weeks in the next video, give me at least 10 likes and I would be happy to yap, because I just love yapping, guys. The decision day comes and everyone's stressed. Raya literally says she's following her head instead of her heart because her heart has too much feeling. Like, ma'am, that's literally what the heart is for. Meanwhile, James finally gets his act together and proposes to Ryan with his whole speech about how he wasn't showing her every side of himself. And honestly, good for him. It only took a TV show and the threat of losing her to another man for 7 years and a half, but we got there. The fact it took the ultimatum for James to open up about his child trauma is heartbreaking but kind of infuriating. Ryan's been with this man for 7 years and didn't know about his struggle with self-harm. Communication, people. The reunion, very short, everyone proposed and everyone got engaged. Then we get to the reunion reality check. The reunion episode is where we find out what happened after the camera stopped rolling. And honestly, it's chaos. Lisa and Brian had their baby, a boy. But Lisa's still giving ultimatum because she's not trying to be a baby mama forever. Roxanne and Antonio are engaged, but she won't wear the ring because she finds it possessive. Roxanne, that's literally what engagement rings are for. It's not like a friendship bracelet. Antonio is such a cuckold. I know that's not the right term, but bear with me, people. I'm from Africa. The man bought you a ring, proposed on national television, and you're treating it like it's radioactive. Meanwhile, Antonio's over here like a patient saint, just hoping she'll eventually want to marry him. But besides that, I'm not trying to go on a whole rant. I wish y'all could watch it for yourself. But the reunion Most couples seem happy with their choices. Kat and Alex actually got married. Whoa, wow. James and Ryan are planning their wedding. Trey and Raya are still engaged with a destination wedding planned. Even Lisa and Brian are making it work despite the rocky start. What are my thoughts? The Ultimatum Season 2 is peak reality TV, messy, emotional, occasionally inspiring. I had fun watching this show. It gave me, I was basically yapping. So there you have it, The Ultimatum Season 2, where love is a battlefield and Netflix is just providing ammunition. Will I be covering more reality TV? Maybe.